They're a little too late on our food right now. How do you feel about flipping this table with me? Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica Jane. I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, Jessica, what are 3 easy jokes that make women obsessed with you? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked, because that's exactly what I'm going to tell you today, word for word. And make sure you never miss out on another opportunity for these quick ways to make women laugh, or another one of my videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell. Okay, so a lot of guys always ask me like how they could be more funnier, or say things like, you know, they're not like naturally comedic. What the fuck is that? But a lot of self-proclaimed funny guys will tell you that it's probably not enough just to make her laugh. But you probably know damn well that making a girl laugh will always help you out in the seduction dance. Hashtag Pete Davidson effect. Let's be real. So like I said, this is about jokes that make her obsessed with you. I'm not talking about just a knee-jerk like, haha, wow, he's funny. Next. I'm talking about jokes that will make her want you. And if you stay till the very end, I'm going to tell you the overarching theme to making this your own so that it's on autopilot every time you walk out your door. And in the meantime, see if you can pinpoint the theme yourself. Okay, so the first one is mirroring her girliness. Now, a lot of guys think mocking her and making fun of her is the way to go, but that could be pretty hit or miss. Really, what you want to do is make her girliness your girliness. So for example, if she's out there talking about like, oh yeah, you know, I had to get my nails done and my lashes done before I came here. You saying something like, oh yeah, me too, I just got out of my nail and lash appointment. What you're doing is you're making her feel like you listened to what she just said, 1. So now she's gonna feel seen. Now she's gonna feel understood. And 2, you're saying something that is just so out of the ordinary that it's gonna cause that knee-jerk laugh. If you were on my Speech Spark Arousal live training event, you'll remember that I talked about what the brain interprets as funny. And the brain interprets things that are out of the ordinary and benign as humorous. So obviously being benign as shit, and because you're saying something out of the ordinary about you being girly, which, you know, on no judgment if you get your nails and lashes done, but I'm willing to bet you didn't. Doing those 2 things will automatically make her warm up to you and make her feel a little something something for you. And which, like I said, I'm gonna explain at the end how it gets her obsessed with you versus you just making her laugh once. Now the second one is what I like to call us versus them. So maybe she's saying something like, oh my god, yeah, like everybody at work is just like so stupid, I can't stand it. So you saying something like, okay, note to self, it'll be me and you fending off all the zombies at the end of the world while all your dumbass coworkers get left in the dust. Or maybe you're both struggling to get a drink at the bar. You could say something like, okay, you distract the bartender while I just grab the bottles myself, and then we run around the back and finish the bottles ourselves. Again, creating this united front is going to make her feel this concept of connectedness and togetherness. And it is also this idea of being attuned to the moment and attuned to her experience, which again is gonna make her feel seen. It's gonna make her feel appreciated. And the us factor is gonna make her feel connected. And now again, you're bringing this out of the ordinary situation into this situation, which again, our brains will interpret as what? Motherfucking funny as hell. You're right. Now the third one, oh, I said 3, there's actually 4. Now the third one is what I like to call suggested recklessness. Now I already alluded to it in number 3, the us versus them front, but because I am a naturally reckless motherfucker, I always go to those examples. But when I say suggested recklessness, it's like what I just said in the previous one. So saying something to her like, they're a little too late on our food right now. How do you feel about flipping this table with me? Again, suggesting something so outlandish and out of the ordinary together, again, highlights that feeling of togetherness, astuteness to the situation at hand. And again, suggested recklessness implies and incites this level of excitement because it is so out of the ordinary. We talked about being out of the ordinary and unusual, but when I talk about suggesting something so fucking reckless, that ups the excitement and intensity of what she feels with that suggested connectedness. Does that make sense? By now you're probably sensing this theme I talked about in regards to all 3 of these things so far, but that brings me to the next one, which is number 4. I always say to say this shit, because this shit still always works on me and I use it too, but it's saying, We're so cute. Let me tell you something. We women love hearing the word we. They make songs about it. Women, you can't say the word we or ours because then they get ideas. Yeah, because we're fucking crazy and emotional. And if you say the word we, that means we are getting married. So you probably have sensed the overarching theme at this point, which is this idea of creating a connection and amplifying it with feeling. This is all part of my 3-step process in my Speak to Spark Arousal program, which if you haven't gotten yet, you could check it out at speaktosparkarousal.com, where in this video, my assistant Clayton is gonna go over the override effect, which details creating and inciting and intensifying those emotions in women so that we do run away with creating scenarios in our head about you, which in turn then gets us obsessed with you. That's why funny guys who also know how to create this connectedness are fucking problematic and dangerous for women everywhere because we do get obsessed with them. Pete Davidson probably uses a lot of fucking connected statements when he talks to women. You're probably well aware of plenty comedians out there who are actually not swinging the dick. Maybe you are a funny guy, but you're in the friend zone all the time. It's because they are missing this one piece of connectedness that is absolutely necessary in getting women wanting you. And when we want you, when we're not in front of you, it causes this process called cognitive dissonance, where we basically convince ourselves that because we are thinking and feeling all these things, we must want them. So if you get us thinking about you when you're not there, our brains rationalize that we actually really fucking want you. And then we try to close that gap between wanting you and having you. And the more you can intensify those motions when we're right in front of you, the more obsessed and desperate for you we will get. So again, my former assistant Clayton outlines the entire process called the override effect in this video here, which is a tenet of my Speak to Spark Arousal program. So click that link right now if you haven't yet watched it, especially if you missed my Speak to Spark Arousal live training event. And try out these 3 things for yourself. See how they go. Let me know how they go in the comments. And thanks for watching as always. I'll see you guys next time.